All right. We're live.
Woo!
So today, we've been working for the last few weeks on this Jupyter Notebook. And, the Jupyter Notebook is really a trainer to train the robots using supervised learning. And we had to display the original trainer that Chitoko Yato built, displayed some widgets right in the Jupyter Notebook. And because when we're doing the Jupyter Notebook with Omniverse, it's not actually running. It's kind of running in this with a kernel that's running inside of the Omniverse environment. And there's some funny things that don't really let you, they don't let you display. It doesn't just work. It's not just like a plain vanilla Jupyter Notebook. There's a little more going on there under the hood. And so our thoughts were really, it's okay. We feel okay if we just train in Omniverse. But what we want to deploy and have work both in the sim and the real environment, what we really care about is that the model itself run in both environments. So we've decided to go ahead and write an Omniverse extension for the training part, and that should go a lot smoother. And it gives us the opportunity to go over some really just like writing extensions 101 in Omniverse. And in particular, if you're in some app that's not code, so let's say in this case we're in Isaac Sim, but you could be in USD Composer. So let's say you want to write an extension and you want to be sure it works well in Isaac Sim, just like we're doing. Well, we're going to show you how to do that today, starting from scratch. So right now I have Isaac Sim open with nothing else and with no changes really. So let's do that. Really, it's pretty simple. Omniverse is so extensible that any of these apps are meant to have extensions written for them. But a few existing extensions we can enable that make the development process easier. One is, if I type VS Code here, there's this kit debug VS Code. This extension lets us easily attach to VS Code while it's running code and lets us debug. So here's the VS Code link. And I like to dock that down here lower right. And then the other one, there are a few of these. If you just search for documentation, this one, Omni UI documentation, I really like this one. So let's turn it on. And that's going to bring up a whole bunch of tabs. Here we go. I'll go ahead and close the extension manager because I've got what I want. But here we go. Here's this really cool interactive documentation with sample code that shows, it just talks all about the, oops. You go, here's button. And it's got this, this code that actually runs. And so you can see the code that makes that happen. And it's got lots of great sample code to use. So I'm going to drag this up. Did I grab everything? No, good. There, that's where it sits when it's in Omniverse code. I like this layout. Let's quick save. So if I do that quick save, will it automatically load from now on?
It won't necessarily automatically load, but you'll notice that there's a hotkey for quick load. So your quick save is basically like this is a quick layout that I want to get to, and then you can just use the hotkey.
Cool. I'm going to guess actually before I do that, you know what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to automatically enable these extensions. Okay, auto load. That's good. And if we look for this Omni UI documentation, I should probably set it to auto load. if I'll be developing. So that just means it'll open up every time I launch Isaac Sim. Great. We're ready here. Next, let's create an extension. And I'll show you how if you wanted to create your own extension from scratch, you go to Window, Extensions, and then you hit this plus button here. And you know what I'm thinking is I already have, if I go to third party, let's see, where am I? I actually already have this control extension I've written for the JetRacer. I'm going to turn that on and set it to auto load. And this right here, this just connects your gamepad and lets you. This is the extension that lets you drive the car around with the gamepad. Let's see. And one kind of cool thing is if I open up my file structure, I'm going to just navigate to the place first. Let's see. I've got here we go. So here I am at the JetRacer extension. And if you hit this EXTS's folder, here's the controller extension. And one cool trick is if you want to have more than one extension, just make a trainer extension. Is this how you would do it, Jen?
Yeah. If you're trying to create an extension without having to create the entire extension,
just trying to bundle them together.
Yeah, if you're trying to just bundle them together, because when you do new from template, it'll create essentially like a whole new location that's ready for GitHub every single time. So if you just want just an extension and you already have the repo and you know that this extension will fit together and bundle together with other extensions, then
yeah,
recommended. There's a few things you gotta change though.
Yeah, so what I've done so far is I copied it and made it strainflow.jetracer.trainer instead of controller. If you go to the config here, let's actually, I think now, and I've changed, I think at this point, let's go ahead and open it in VS Code. I think that's what I had open last. Or is it? Yeah. So if you look here in extensions here, now in VS Code. So, hey, y'all. So I've made my font a little bit bigger. I heard someone say that it was fuzzy in some of the previous live streams. So if you are having a hard time reading the text, would you please let us know? And if so, I'm just going to zoom in until everyone can read it. And that's just, it'll be kind of less real estate on the screen, but that's just the way it goes with these live streams. It's okay. So if the text is fuzzy, please let me know, and I'll zoom in. All right. So we've got the controller now, and we've got the trainer, which is new. Let's open that up. And I've renamed this folder to trainer as well, so that's looking good. And if I go to the config here we go. There's still some of the original, just the original. Here we go. This is an important one. This Python module. We're looking for strainflow.jetracer.trainer. And yeah, this has got a lot of the original template stuff in it. I think that's fine for now. We're prototyping. And then docs. This is all just basic stuff. I haven't really done any of this. Oh, actually, let's just kind of go through. Okay.
Top.
Thank you. Yeah. And we're doing it this way because if you're going to write more than one extension, which is highly likely once you get started, it's nice to have them bundled in one namespace and in one repository sometimes. So this is how you do that. Here we go. Let's look at init. Here into the tests. We want it to be trainer. Is that the, oh. Just looking through. Yeah, sure. And here's the class. And just looking for anywhere else. This is just going to make a duplicate extension for now, and we'll actually write it here in a second. I guess I could. Okay, and JetRacer.py. I don't actually need this in this one, so I'll just delete it. Actually, I'll wait until we've dug in a bit more. All right, let's file, save all.
I love the chat going on. I think my favorite one is building a JetRacer Cyberpunk edition. If you do that, I would be thoroughly amazed, and I'd play the heck out of that.
That will be pretty cool. Can it be rendered in RTX?
Well, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Let's see how this looks over here. So now if we go to Window Extensions. Oh. Oh, it's off to the side or something. Oh, hello. I don't know how that happened. Kind of got tucked off to the side. So we go to third party now. Oh, interesting. It's still saying, calling it controller.
Oh, if you just turn it on.
Will it kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because
Cool.
that one will just use what was the last one done until you turn it back on. So
cool. So they're both working now, but they're just duplicates of each other. So let's, first of all, I was doing some testing, trying to figure out some of the Jupyter Notebook stuff in the controller extension. So let's clean that one up. And then we're going to go to the trainer and start to pull that Jupyter Notebook code and bring it in. And you'll see how quickly we can start to build this thing. So hop over here. We're going to go to the controller first and go to the extension. And here's our vertical stack. And you'll see here's our connect button. And here's the canvas frame where I dumped an image just to be testing some stuff out. And here's a button. When we save that, it'll hot reload. And when we hop over to Isaac Sim, it's fixed. It's just a connect button now. That's all we need. This will connect our Xbox controller. And where next? Let's see. So that's done. Let's hop over to the trainer and to our extension. And you don't need any of this UI at all. Let's just leave. Oh, it just happens to be there. We'll leave the image in there so that it has something. Don't need this. Sure. Now when we save this and head back to Isaac Sim, it's just got the image. So we've got our controller extension and our trainer extension now. They're separate. Now, if you remember, we had that Jupyter Notebook before, right here. This is where we were doing that stuff. And what we're going to do now is let's start. Our goal right now is to just write an extension that will capture our training data. And that's our goal today. And it should all be in these two blocks. I'll start with this one. I'm going to copy this code. And then come over here to, oh, we don't need this class in this one anymore. Yep. Here we go. We'll just sign that. We're working in a class now, so it could be a little different. Like we might want to go ahead and do add a self call in there, so that now this is a class member function. You agree with that, Jen? Is that a good move?
If you want to.
Yeah, I want to.
I won't disagree with it. It's not a bad idea.
All right. And now we're going to take all of this user interface code. I'm going to copy that, and we'll need to rearrange it a bit. So I'm just going to paste it here at the bottom. And then wherever all those imports start, let's just comment that out.
I think you commented out the whole thing.
I did the whole UI block. I think we can just kind of start to, I just cut that now. Let's bring it up here to the import section. And we've already got omni.ui, so we don't need that one. Time. That was because we were doing those what you call it? We were doing that hacky thing. We were waiting. We were what's it called when you freeze a thread? We were sleeping. We were doing a thread.sleep with the time. We don't need that anymore. We don't need IPY widgets or traitlets. We do. I don't remember what CV2 is.
That's your open CV stuff.
Are we still using that?
Well, we could check if we scroll down into your block of code and see if it's
Don't think we are. What is OpenCV?
OpenCV is used for like capturing. I mainly use it for capturing like your webcam or any kind of like camera input. Yeah. So you probably don't need it since we're using the
don't need display.
viewport.
Do need OS path. No, we don't. That was for looping to check if the path exists. Now with all async. The color. What was it? Oh, that's to draw. That's for the color of the dot. So I
Yeah.
think this is all stuff that we do need. All right, clean that up. Doing a bit of refactoring as we go, aren't we? Okay, now these are our variables that we want to save with each iteration. Interesting question from Steve. Let me get this pasted so I don't lose them. I don't need the car anymore. Don't need car there either. But let's make all those self dot, right?
Yeah.
Ah.
You probably have to put that under startup.
Oh, right, because I'm initializing them. Cool. Oh, for Pete's sake. All right. So good to Steve's comment there. As a thesis topic, I would like to develop a smart city in an Omniverse. What software do you recommend to use? I think it depends what aspect of the smart city you're working on. I think creating an entire smart city, the whole thing, is probably a little ambitious for a thesis topic. But working on some element of a smart city, I think that would be great. I think you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think depending on the element you're most interested in, that would decide what you're doing. So, like, for example, if you wanted to work on autonomous mobile robots navigating your smart city, Isaac Sim would be the choice for. I would think I would use Isaac Sim. If you're more, if you're looking for great visuals and you want to compose what that might look like and inspire people, then I think USD Composer is what I would probably choose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's also a lot of partners that we have that have developed extensions for geospatial stuff. So if you didn't want to like create your whole city by scratch, you can also go in and find those. To get access to those, you would have to go to the Omniverse launcher, and you can find them in our Exchange tab and take a look. There's also a lot of live streams that we covered a couple of them with as well.
Now the rest of this is my window. So with window frame, so let's come to here. Here's with the window frame with self.window frame. Well, we might need to change that. Because this was not in a class before. We'll need to uncomment. Tab it. Great.
Oh.
Now we need self.click y. We're going to have to fix a number of things here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Did we initialize clickable canvas?
With
that's within the function. Never mind.
Oh, right.
We're still good.
Right. Okay.
I haven't had enough coffee today. I apologize.
Is there such a thing? Oh, we don't have this data point class anymore. So we're going to have to grab that from the Jupyter Notebook. So let's do that next. There's this capture image function. Async IO is not defined. We're going to need that. Let's look around for some of this stuff in our Jupyter Notebook. Where are you, Jupyter Notebook? You're right here. So somewhere in here. No. We need to import async IO somewhere. Okay. The other one is we need to go ahead and we've got this data point class. Copy that code. Go ahead and create a new file. And it was called data point, right?
Yeah. You forgot the extension.
What's that?
So like the .py at the end of it.
Oh. And this is my .NET. Make that a little more Pythonic. And now it's going to be and up here we'll say from data point import. Is that how you do it for yeah.
Looks good.
Now the question is file path. Oh. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what errors we get on the Omniverse side. Go to my console. Let's clear this so we only get our current errors.
Did we get errors?
Oh yeah. No module named data point.
Oh.
Did I not save it?
No, I think it's I think you need to add the dot in front of the first one. So from dot data point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. No module named JetRacer, strainflow.jetracer.trainer.jetracer. Yeah, that's right. That module doesn't exist. I must have done a typo. Where would that be? I guess I could just search for that text of just trainer.jetracer. That shouldn't be anywhere, right? Yeah, Zia, what we're doing, are we fixing the file path error? Yeah, so we just kept running into some goofy scope issues in the Jupyter Notebook, and we've decided to go ahead and move this training part over to an extension. We think it'll be a lot simpler, and we're just making that migration now. We've made a new extension that sits next to the controller extension, and we're moving our code over. And for some reason, just closing extra files I don't need. Don't need that. File, save. Yeah, let's see what. Let's go ahead and I like to just clear the console. Go ahead and do the hot reload, and see so that I know that all of my errors are just from this one load.
Well, what's the trace back? So import module.
custom importer .py line 76. Looking for, here we go.
Oh, is there something in the init file?
Init.py. Yeah, let's take a look. Wait, there are two init.pys.
One's for test.
Okay. Yeah. I think one if we missed something, I think in one of these files, or I did it wrong. That's the tests. Well, let's go to the config here. JetRacer.trainer. That looks good. Preview docs. This shouldn't matter.
Nope.
I wonder if something's getting cached funny. Tests shouldn't matter.
Oh, you have, I think it's line 10.
Oh, from .JetRacer import JetRacer. That's no good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that. See where we're at. Oh, yep, that was it. We're getting something else going on because, I'm not getting it. I'm getting a lot of my windows not built. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, async IO is not defined.
Import.
Yeah. Do I just say import async IO?
Yep.
Can it be that easy? I didn't save it. Try again. It still says it's not defined.
Let's go to the line that's being.
Async. Oh, it's not there. What line is it? Line 64 on capture. It's really line 65. Async IO.ensure future.
Did you accidentally spell it wrong in the import? No. Interesting. Well, if you throw in like a, oh no, it should still be showing an image, but that's not doing that. Can you go to the Lambda
physics
section?
interface? I don't think I need the physics interface anymore for this one.
No.
All right, go ahead.
There's there's like another line in the console for some Lambda function.
Yeah, it's where it's called.
That one?
Yeah.
And then
here. Capture. Oh, we got this PyTorch stuff that's not defined. That actually saves the model. I'm going to remove that stuff for now. This is the save and load. Don't need this one anymore.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it doesn't recognize it, if we have to
Oh, and I don't need this anymore.
close and open Omniverse again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is the next step. There's maybe some kind of a... Oh, in fact, it's definitely out as sync because I just removed these buttons and then saved it. And everything.
Oh, wait, humor me. Can
Okay.
you close your window? Like close, like, yeah.
What the?
So if you don't close your window properly, it just keeps recreating it.
Oh.
Okay, now resave it. Okay, now hit capture.
It's still not working.
No.
But it's also not recreating it. It's not. Must not be. Oh, I don't have. Here's my on shutdown. Oh, that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. Yeah, it's still not. Let's just close it. Do we need to close? I need to close Isaac Sim. All right. And start.
Is it available on cloud?
Yeah, you can go to Azure and spin up a machine with an RTX GPU and use Omniverse there. No problem. There's also this really cool educational thing setup called Udemy Studio, and one of our ambassadors actually teaches classes. So for $100, you can take a class from Scott, right?
Chris Scott, I think.
Chris Scott, there we go.
Yeah.
You can take a class from Chris Scott, and it comes with the machine you can use and everything.
Mm-hmm. How do you do we have links for those, or?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
I can quickly look those up.
Cool. Layout, quick load. It worked. Nice. Window extensions. Third party. Let's auto load this one from now on. Let's put it into there. Oh, that's the trainer. Where's my controller one? Let's just relaunch it. There it is. And let's go ahead and save that layout with that quick save thing. That's nice. And okay, let's try capture. Okay, what happened there? It's different. A different error.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm getting the file is missing. So there's something with our async stuff. Well, let's see if the file is showing up where it should. You know, we were might have been using some relative paths or something because we were working from within Jupyter. Let's take a look at how we were saving this file. No, I guess that should be fine. Let's go to this path and see what's there. We got a whole bunch of images. Oh dear, getting stacked up there. And we're looking for ends in 5FE6. And if we go to the date here, it'll just be on the top. Oh. It didn't seem to save. September 21st. Oh, it's nothing. There's nothing in here from today at all.
Uh-oh.
So that means it's not saving. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these. It's just by type. Actually, well, by date. Yeah. Is this the right directory? Let's go look on this. Here's the on cap. So let's see. Let's just kind of trace what we're doing. This is one place where I really like VS Code, is we can go ahead and start our debugger, and we want to go to the there's a clickable canvas. Where's our button? Yeah. So with this, when we click on the button, we get this on capture runs. And so let's run that. And we can click here and debug. So our file path, yeah, looks good. And let's take a look at capture image. It's right here. If on complete function. Okay, that's good. It's going to wait for these updates. And what function did we pass in for our on complete function?
Oh, it's
Replace image.
is that
Here's replace image. That gets called next. And that's probably where we get our error.
well, if that's where you get your error, would it happen?
Well, it just kind of cruised on by. I'm wondering if if the UI image just doesn't fail, it just throws this warning. And if we go to that path,
it might be trying to access the image prematurely.
well, the image isn't even getting written.
That's true.
Well, the file name I can tell you for sure. It's right here. C users E Bowman app data local programs Omniverse launcher, and then it should be saving it to this GUID. But for some reason, capture viewport to file is not working.
Interesting. But
Yeah.
let's take a pause, because this is an interesting question.
Okay.
Is how much difference is there from Unity or Unreal Engine to Omniverse, or in Omniverse? Or Real Engine in Omniverse? I'm not sure if you
I
mean
think he means
Unreal or Real.
Engine would be my
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, great question. Unity and Unreal Engine are both game engines, and they're meant for writing video games. And Omniverse is an industrial metaverse platform. So it's really a development platform for you to write um, write apps to work in 3D environments. And it's really not to make a game. It's to train robots to do things, is to produce media and entertainment items like car configurators or to make a TV commercial. Or it's really, I know from the surface they appear similar, but they're really whole different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that, and I think people are assuming that Omniverse is potentially something that can be used to replace Unity or Unreal, that's definitely not the case. Omniverse is essentially your tool that you can add to Unity or Unreal, right? It's not something you should replace it with.
Yeah, and Zia said Unreal Engine is being used on Star Wars LED volume. So
Yeah.
Unreal can be used in film as well. Yeah, and they both write to OpenUSD, and so it's kind of like it's not. A lot of people make the false comparison of using Unreal Engine or Omniverse, or using this tool or Omniverse, and like Jen just said, Omniverse can bring tools to help you with whatever pipeline you're using. So the Star Wars folks, I don't know if they are or not, but they could absolutely be using Omniverse to author some of those scenes and to help out with some of their workflow, even if their primary tool is Unreal Engine. So we're not, we're Switzerland. We're not competing with anybody. We're just helping everybody. Let's see here. Let's figure out why this isn't. Well, I like Zia's idea. I've got this cool Finder tool that will search my whole computer.
For that file name.
Yeah, so let's just search for that file name. I think we can even do a F57BEF and F57BEF. Nothing. So the file save is failing for some reason, and it's not giving us any kind of a notification why it's failing. So let's dig into it. So between here and here,
I'd be curious if we can run it one more time. Is it actually getting the viewport?
oh, yeah, let's try that. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's take a look at the viewport. Here it is. And I can look at the functions. Well, there's capture. Wait, what? Where's capture viewport to file?
Capture viewport is a separate function.
Yeah, I'm looking inside of. Here's the viewport. Oh, it's a completely separate function.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Right.
You know, you could probably step into it and see what happens.
Oh, nice. I didn't know. Is that because I'm not surprised we have this source code, but I'll take it.
Yeah, as long as you have a link, like the symbolic link folder to the other extensions, it should do this.
Oh, unless it's way down deep, huh? Cool. Just taking a look. Schedule capture. Should I step into that?
there anything?
Schedule capture. It's a delegate. Okay. Yeah. We'll have to dig a bit more to find out where it's actually saving the file and see if it gives us any kind of a warning or anything, right?
Yeah, I'm also wondering too if you change the file path location to something smaller.
Hmm. Yeah. Let's pick a. Could it be sandboxed from writing to anything with a full path? And
What do you mean by that?
well, if, I don't know. Could it be that it can only write to some temp directory? No, you can write wherever, right?
Yeah, you can write wherever. You shouldn't be limited. The only thing that might be limiting though is the amount or how long the file path name is usually. But that's with any program.
Just trying to find like a really. There you go. I'm just gonna just as a little test. Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Nice short path. We should definitely have right access there. Let's try it.
And then Zia had a good idea too of can we write the image without using async IO?
We could try.
Yeah. You could definitely write it, but if you wanted to read it, having async is good because then you can call in await and make sure that the image actually does get written first before accessing it. But if you're just writing it out, you don't necessarily need to use async IO.
Yeah, it's not writing it. Change that path back. Yeah, it did not write it even to my download folder.
And we did import capture on, right?
Yeah, capture viewport as well as get active viewport.
You want to humor me further?
Yes.
If you take this extension and run it in... No, wait, no, never mind. I was going to say run it in code, but we had this exact same code working in the Jupyter Notebook.
I know.
What the?
So, and it's running the async. All the async stuff is working fine. Oh, let's double check. You know what I didn't do? I didn't double check the path once we got to here. Though that should be fine. I'll just double check it. Okay, the file path is that, which I would expect. Let's continue. File path is what I would expect. Let's step in. All right. Let's just follow the file path variable. Oh, there's this capture helper where you pass in. Let's go to the definition of capture helper. Oh, wait.
That's only if you're using the legacy window.
Legacy window. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's follow that file path. Okay, here we go. HDR capture helper. Is it HDR? What is HDR? Is a
high definition resolution.
Okay.
I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Here's the HDR capture helper. And we're passing in the schedule capture. I'm guessing this is where we actually get, there we go. It never got there. Let's try again. Capture AOV. Let's see if that gets run. Yes. File path looks good. Is HDR is equal to false? This delegate is going to be that call. And we're out of time. Almost.
No.
We got like 5 minutes left. Why isn't it capturing?
Okay, everybody, this has worked before. Please go check out previous videos of the capture actually working. This
I'm really frustrated. Well,
Yeah.
let's just do this. But I want to show I'll get the capture working later. Let's get the other part working, which is when you click, what was happening before is we weren't getting this file path when you click. So let's see if we're now saving stuff to our data set, okay? So when what am I doing here? All right. So when I click here, let's see if that path is now, okay, the path is empty. That's the problem I was having before. But the cool thing is, you see the dot goes wherever we click. And what it should do is it should add to our data set the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, and the file path. But unfortunately, right now, that file path is an empty string. So let's see here. Where are we here? So when we click on the capture, oh, look at this. This should be self.filepath, right? And then self.filepath. And this is what we couldn't do from the Jupyter Notebook. We didn't have a class. So I couldn't like specifically assign that scope.
One more.
Oh. I couldn't specifically assign that scope and make sure that that file path was saving. And I was getting into some weird stuff. But now, capture, which doesn't actually show the image, which is unfortunate. But we will figure out. And then this part, where are we here? Wrong file. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do a click and pop over. Come on. File path. X and Y. And for some reason, the image isn't saving to that path right now. I'll debug that. We've had that working before. But now, every time I click, if we look at this data set, I'll do a bunch of clicks. And let's come back here and do one more here. And if I look at my data set, I now have all these data points.
Mm-hmm.
And so there we go. We're capturing data. We've just got to get that image to save.
And that's all in the dictionary, right?
It's just a list right now. I don't think there's a key. There's no key, so not a dictionary. Yeah, so the workflow, what we're going to do here is we'll drive the car with a little bit with the Xbox controller, and then we'll capture an image and click on where it should drive it with the controller, capture, click, and that's going to get our data set. And so I'm actually going to be working on this week with the Isaacson team. And so hopefully I've got something training by next Thursday, and then I can show you how we did that. Yeah, self.file path. That's just saying that we have a local class variable file path. And that's making sure I save that file path every time I do a capture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were missing with Jupyter Notebook. There was no class, so there was no self.file path. And so we were assigning that file path variable here, and it was kind of getting lost in the ether. Do we need that for capture? Yeah, we have that for capture. Let me see here. We've got a self.file path we're assigning, and we're passing that into the capture image function. That's cool. On mouse released. Oh yeah. That's funny. We just don't need let's see.
You'll have to see next week.
Yeah, well, we can clean this up a bit. So we were passing variables around because we were trying to get it to work with the Jupyter Notebook. So yeah, you guys caught it. We can probably clean this up and just use self.file path and not even pass that in as a variable. So yeah, ran out of time again. But I should have things cleaned up a bit and should be able to have a few things working by next week. I just yeah. So until then, have a great week. Have fun with robots, and I'll catch you later.